Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
Why, hello everyone, I am Katie Petrick and I am joined by Merry Christmas himself, David Fiorazo. And it's Monday.
Merry Christmas!
And he's happier than Elf.
We're one day closer.
Buddy the Elf. You're happier than Buddy the
Christmas
Elf.
Christmas is my favorite thing. No, I'm kidding.
It is true. But either way, it's our last live episode of Educated in 2023.
Wow.
Single tier, but don't worry. Obviously, we'll be back in 2024. At least, I mean, God willing, right? To share our Mondays together. And before you get all like, oh no, we only have a little bit of time right now.
It'll go by fast.
It'll go by fast. I know, and that's why we're sad, David.
Yeah.
Jeez. But hey, we got a little treat for you. You want to have a little afternoon tea with us at 3 p.m. Central, David?
Today,
David, Dr. Jake Jacobs, and moi will be hosting a live edition of our after-school special.
It's going to be live?
Live. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming impending doomsday that is the 2024 election. We're going to talk about Israel. We're going to talk about the new Daily Wire film, Lady Ballers. And we'll be wrapping things up with some fun holiday trivia.
Christmas movies.
No, that's today. Right now.
Oh, it is?
We're doing Christmas trivia later.
Never mind.
Today.
I'm getting these things
David's
mixed
getting
up.
It all
anyway,
mixed
so
up.
we're talking about at 3 o'clock today. At
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock Central Time.
3 o'clock.
At 3 Central Time.
Yes, we're going to talk about trivia, but right now, like we'll tease. Wait to stick around to the end.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Christmas movies at the end of right now. And before we kick everything off with that, David, what'd you do this morning? Worldview Matters.
Worldview Matters. Jay Siegert of the Starting Point Project was my guest. We talked about ignoring the historical significance of Jesus at Christmas time, and we talked about Bible prophecy and calculating probabilities of Jesus fulfilling so many prophecies because he was a real person, and he did live, and he did fulfill prophecies, and that's all in the Bible, and we talked a lot about that. So Jay Siegert today, worldviewmatters.tv.
Also, David.
Yes.
You're a new author, brand new. Well, not a new author, but author of a new book.
Oh, God bless you.
Everyone.
Books make great Christmas gifts. Books make great Christmas gifts. That's subliminal. Amazon.com. The book is called The Assault on the Image of God. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to everyone out there.
Hi.
Before we
Thanks
get
for
going, we are already getting comments. Lorna's here. Luz or Luz? We don't know how to say Elena.
I think it's Luz.
Is that right? We want to get it right,
Luz
Teresa?
Elena.
2 weeks left of 2023. Well, it's our last week here. Christmas,
Reginald.
Between Christmas and New Year's, we need a mental break here. Merry
Reginald,
Christmas, Mary Lou.
Lorna, Teresa.
Teresa is counting down 325 days until the election. Here we go. Let's
funny.
get ready. Yeah, Reginald. Yep.
Hi, Laura. Laura
Tulsa,
just tuned in.
Oklahoma. All right, so hello, everyone. Let's get going, though.
Yes.
We have a Seattle high school teacher
boy.
who decided, you know what, student, you're going to fail your world history quiz because you answered that only women can get pregnant. And student, you said that men are the ones who have the
Male parts.
So student, you fail. And school says, you know what, teacher, you're right. You're totally right on this. This is the world we live in, David.
So the teacher graded that incorrect? Yep. Now we're talking about Seattle. All right. So way out there. Anyway, this was on a student, high school student, recent quiz that simply answered true. Only women can get pregnant, and then the other part, all men have blank, male body parts. But the teacher marked the answers incorrect, and ultimately, gave the student an F. Katie, let's stop right there for a minute.
Well, I want to get everyone
go ahead.
comments. And can you answer those questions in the comments? Do we know the answers to them?
What are they teaching? Okay, question 4 was a true or false question. All men have blank, male body parts. The student labeled the statement true, since in fact, it is true, science, biology, but the teacher penalized the answer, marking it incorrect, claiming women can also have male body parts.
Did you know?
So that's what they're teaching now in some schools.
Well,
not
in world
all.
history, that makes sense.
Oh, that was
that
world
makes dollars
history
and
class?
cents. That's where this class was. Dude, that makes sense. Well, I mean, of course, world history. Maybe it's a cultural thing wherever they are in the world. It depends if men have male parts or girl parts or whatever parts that they come with now.
By the way, I want to shout out to Caroline. She's up in Canada. And Gregory's back. Hey, Gregory, just down, is it down south? Oak Creek?
Oh, yes, Oak Creek.
Wisconsin.
IKEA.
Loretta. Yeah. Why would that even be on a history quiz? That's the question that we're asking.
Exactly. Ben's here, too. So, hey, Ben. How's it going?
Ben. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the subject is in school anymore. They're going to work in their garbage, the Marxist, anti-biblical, politically correct, infused social justice agenda here, and this is how they're programming. It's not just in, quote, sex education or, quote, health class. Big air quotes on health
like
education
full arm
or health
air
class.
Quotes.
Yeah.
Full arm air quotes. Okay. So we talked about how, that, all men have male parts,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But also, another true-false question number 7. Here is it. True or false? Only women can get pregnant. Do, 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 do. Okay, so the answer, my friends, apparently is not true. The student had said true, that only women can get pregnant, but that's not right. That's not correct. The teacher says, no, that answer is false. Because the teacher believes that men can get pregnant. Because we live in crazy world. Yep. That's what's happening.
Okay, apparently, I just want to mention what one mom told Jason Rant's show. I guess it's on.
Oh yeah, Jason Rantz.
Have you heard of him?
Oh yes.
Okay.
KTTH.
Anyway,
Jason Rantz is the one. He's doing all the work out there on the West Coast for all of us. Jason Rantz. He hits everything. He's a conservative commentator. He has a radio show out there, but he gets parents will seek him out to let him know what's happening in the schools, especially in Seattle.
Kind of like the Chris Rufo of
that, yes.
That era. So anyway, the parent was worried about the school routinely allowing teachers to bring political beliefs or lies, let's say lies and delusions, into the classroom. The gender identity issue is just one example. She said that her child, who happens to be white, routinely faces scrutiny for his skin color and so-called privilege. She said various teachers have called her son the F word, racist, a product of the patriarchy that teaches young boys not to care about anything, and that, quote, he shouldn't use the term straight to identify because it's offensive. Stop right there, Katie Petrick, and those of you watching right now. I am a Christian male, American male, straight, and identify as Italian. I am Italian. So am I offending people just by... This is just so ridiculous. Now, I want to go over to our Facebook page and see how people are, if anyone's commenting on this. Yeah, Cindy
just
says,
a few people.
Cindy says the crap that they are indoctrinating our kids with is truly disgusting. Agreed, Cindy. Lorna says horrible. And by the way, there's a verse in the Bible that says Isaiah 5:20 is a warning to people. God says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, substituting light for darkness, darkness for light. That's what's happening today. People are calling evil good. And sadly, that's going to happen. That's not surprising. But the sad part, Katie Petrick, is a lot of people are falling for it and believing evil is good. They're going, oh, okay, so this is how I need to think now.
No, except we don't think. That's the problem.
By the way, Laura says, in the words of my old school feminist mom, you can't write comedy like this.
You can't. That's why we have the Babylon Bee around, because you can't, it's just how it is. Lori, it is bleepity bleep bleep. And they should stop that indoctrination of our kids now, but they won't. They won't. Because we have schools backing this. Like the spokesman for the Seattle Public Schools. Yeah. Oh, it's a man. Or, wait, not all men have, PPs. So I guess could I say it? Could I be the man in this?
Am I allowed? Am I allowed? The spokesman for SPS. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm ready now.
You're ready.
Seattle Public Schools is dedicated to establishing inclusive environments that allow exploration of contemporary issues, specifically examining the impacts of power systems such as racism and patriarchy. This commitment extends to fostering welcoming and inclusive settings where students, staff, and families have the freedom to express their authentic selves. End scene.
Welcoming.
Thank you.
Welcoming. Patriarchy?
But they have
power.
They have to.
The power.
They have the power to do it all. But you know who also has the power?
Who?
A massive high school student who put a female teacher in a chokehold.
Really?
And bit, like Evander Holyfield type, bit into an administrator's head.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is out in Utah. I mean, what's going on out there? So there was a large student who attacked a female teacher at a high school in Utah because, he came late to class because, you can just show up whenever you want.
Yep.
And he didn't like the teacher was like, hey, you can't come late to class, and actually approached him on it. Let's just take a look at what happened.
Inside a Kearns High classroom Tuesday, a terrifying ordeal.
A teacher that's been put in danger, the students, even in that classroom, were in danger.
Unified Police Sergeant Melody Cutler saying it started when a 14-year-old student walked through the doors into class late, then got into an argument with his teacher.
So they were arguing, and then the teacher went and picked up his things and tried to escort him out of the room when he grabbed her and put her in a chokehold.
The teacher struggled under the student's grip.
And so, the student's a big kid. He's about 5'10", 300 pounds.
Sergeant Cutler says a school administrator responded with a school resource officer close behind. And as the administrator tried to free the teacher, the student bit the administrator in the back of the head at least twice.
We have the teacher that he put in a chokehold, the administrator that he was biting, and then during the scuffle as they were trying to get control of him, apparently his shoe came off,
which the student then allegedly used to continue the attack.
He was able to pick up that shoe and break free from the other administrators and hit the officer across the face with the shoe.
The adults eventually got things under control, and while no one was seriously injured, the event itself extremely alarming.
Given that you have basically a full-on fight going on in this room full of other students.
So were drugs involved or what? This is a 300-pound student?
Yeah, so in addition to, we'll get to the start, like actual content of what this kid did, but the fact that this kid is 5'10", 300 pounds, that's obese. Like that kid has a lot of other issues going on as well.
Yeah.
At that size, that's big. And so the fact that he put a female teacher into a chokehold and then proceeded to bite the administrator on the top of the head, at least twice, it said. You think this kid may have some issues going on, and maybe was this an isolated incident where, I didn't see it coming that this kid would act out like this? Or is this just another day of, we can't do anything, we can't do anything about it, we can't do anything about it, we can't get this kid actual help that he needs because he needs to have his butt in the seat to hear about all the sex ed that we need to teach him. And now what we have, he was taken to juvie.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to call it juvie anymore? Juvenile detention is what
I think so.
Juvie. Can we call it juvie, or is that somehow
that's not very
racist, sexist, classist?
That's not
something.
welcoming. That's
not
inclusive.
Welcoming. Okay. The student is facing those 2 charges of felony aggravated assault, the 1 charge of misdemeanor assault on a police officer, misdemeanor disorderly conduct, unlawful acts on school grounds, and interfering with an arrest. But I bet he'll be in school on Tuesday because why wouldn't he be? Because we've had how many cases of this where a student has beaten a teacher, a substitute teacher, some adult, or other students for that matter, and it's like we take these acts very seriously, and we care most. We are first and foremost, we care about the safety of our children. But then those other kids come right on back, and what happens? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's a sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lorna says probably has low self-esteem. It probably has hugely low self-esteem. There's probably a lot of other issues going on and red flags that have led to this incident. And it makes me wonder, what is the school actually doing?
The kid finally blew, it sounds like. To bite, to attack a smaller woman, teacher, and then bite the teacher as well?
It was an administrator. It was like he's attacking all the different people.
Yeah.
So it's not good at all. So anyway, that's what we have on that story, David.
All right, still to come, thanks to a new union contract, Portland Public School. We're always out in the west, northwest. Portland Public School teachers will now take gender identity and race into account before they discipline students. We're going to talk about the new rules for the protected class in 30 seconds.
Today's show is sponsored by our friends at MyPillow. Save up to 66% on pristine quality bedding, towels, slippers, signature pillows, and much more when you use the code EDUCATED. That's EDUCATED. Educated. Support this show and a great American company.
Okay, so as you see what we have here, we have a 300-pound student, beating down a teacher, right? And then biting into administrators' heads and then attacking the police officer as well. When this same situation happens in Portland, the kid better say he identifies as a she, and then it'll be all okay.
Oh,
or at least the kid better be a racial minority.
No discipline then.
Because then he's not going to get in trouble.
Or if they're LGBTQ, I'm guessing.
Anything. Yep, he's a she. Any of that, and then he won't get in trouble because Portland public school teachers are going to now take gender identity and race into account before disciplining students. I'm going to say it again. Portland public school teachers will now take gender identity and race into account before disciplining students. What does that have to do with anything? You may wonder. Well, we don't live in a civilized society anymore. Only whatever you identify as is what determines everything. Yeah. So,
isn't that favoritism?
There's a whole lot of
about
isms.
Equity, diversity, equity, and inclusion, but that's discrimination. This is a form of discrimination.
We are trying to segregate again.
What?
We are trying to resegregate. That's what we are doing as a society.
But in different, it's not just about race or color. This is about sexuality.
We have to have many.
And
like this. We have to do that. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened. According to the agreement between the school district and their teachers union, which we had been talking about, the requirement appears in their collective bargaining agreement that happened between the Portland Public Schools and their unionized teachers. It ended they had a month-long strike going on out there last month, and they just ratified the Portland Association of Teachers. Okay, so basically it says, when a student exhibits continuous disruptive behavior, and that's in quotes, continuous disruptive behavior, school officials must develop a support plan, again, that's in quotes, support plan, for the student, which can include disciplinary measures such as detention. That plan, and again, quote, must take into consideration the impact of issues related to the student's trauma, race, gender identity / presentation, the sexual orientation, and restorative justice as appropriate for the student. The new disciplinary policy also eliminates mandatory suspensions for students who threaten or harm others. Oh, now those students may only be removed from their classroom and not from school altogether. Okay. What you're saying is you are now allowing those students who may harm other students to be still in the school. What they called it, they will be sent to a, and this is quotes, self-regulation space.
What?
Within the school.
What?
A self-regulation space.
Self-regulation.
I can guarantee that there's going to be some beanbag chairs in there, some fidget spinners.
Are there padded walls?
Potentially. There'll be nice carpeting. There's probably going to be some drinks, some waters and hot cocos. I am also going to go to my self-regulation space. Especially if I have like a chemistry test that day or something going on. Maybe
what happens in Portland is going to stay in Portland. Anyway, hey, we've got to shout out to some friends who are watching. Mike and Sean and Caroline, hi. Sarah from Corpus Christi, Texas. Ann from Chicago. Vicky, thank you guys. And Ron, let's see, who else? I think thank you guys just for letting us know you're out there and you're watching and supporting the show. So I just wanted to shout out and say Merry Christmas. I never miss an opportunity.
I'm going to say
that's
right,
Christmas.
Tiny Tim. Thank you, Tiny Tim.
Oh, Caroline, hello.
Everyone. Oh, peppermint hot cocoa, Lorna. You know it, peppermint. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we have some opinions to get to, I think. And I think you all have opinions too. David and I want to end this show on a very high note.
Yes.
Way up high in the sky. Merry Christmas to all. So all of you get ready to discuss the top Christmas movies.
Your favorite.
Of this season.
What's your favorite?
Stay with us.
If you have a smartphone, tablet, Roku, or Apple TV, consider downloading the Freedom Project Media app. It's 100% free and includes all of our weekly shows, plus lecture series, archive programs, and award-winning animated videos for families like the Presidential Minute, Battles of America, and Heroes of the West. Don't rely on the social media giants to keep you informed. Simply download the Freedom Project Media app from your app store and allow notifications. And we'll let you know when a new video is ready.
Books make great Christmas. All right, It's that time of the year when people play their favorite Christmas music, not holiday music, not holiday tunes. Stop it. Anyway, they turn on Hallmark Channel or watch all these other movies over and over again, like Elf, and dust the classic films that bring back the nostalgia of the season. So dust off those films. Katie and I thought it would be fun to ask all of you joining us on Facebook Live and Rumble to chat and let us know what your favorite Christmas movies. Just narrow it down to your first or second, maybe. And while you're doing that, Katie and I are going to reveal our top 5 list of our favorite Christmas films to watch during the Christmas season. So I'll start with...
But
go ahead.
Because I want to give them more time, too.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to give a shout-out to some people who have joined us since
Yes.
We've talked. I think they knew we were going to talk about our top 5 Christmas movies. So they're like, let's jump in. Becky from Rocky Mount, Missouri. Sarah, thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Caroline, Merry Christmas. Katie out there, Merry Christmas. And Keeping Christ in Christmas. She's a fan of yours, I'm sure.
Amen. Thanks, Ann.
And then everyone's now starting to put theirs in. So... I am going to turn it over to you, and then we'll look at what everyone else has.
Okay, well, I'm with Gaylyn Coleman on this one. It's a Wonderful Life. In fact, in our notes for today, I put down 1 through 5. The number is 1 through 5, and I listed It's a Wonderful Life 5 times.
Yes, he did.
But since I can't do that, I had to come up with other ones. I like White Christmas. That movie, The Christmas Shoes, is fascinating. It's
because Rob Lowe's in it. You will love it.
Yeah, stop it.
Hey, I love Rob Lowe. I'm just saying.
It's a tearjerker.
It's
It'll touch your heart. The Christmas
Williams
Shoes.
Paisley.
It's based on that song, The Christmas Shoes, that came out in the 90s. A Charlie Brown Christmas. I like that one. A Christmas Story. That's a good one. It also has an updated A Christmas Story Christmas came out last year, and now it's a lot of the characters that are older now, so that came out. But one of them also likes Scrooge. There's so many versions of Scrooge. I didn't get a chance to put that in there. But Katie, before other people put their Christmas movies, I want to get your 5.
Okay, so don't put it. You put it up.
There they are. Oh, come on.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Look at that list.
My list it tells you everything you need to know about me and my humor.
Oh, God.
Where my humor derives. If we had favorite movies, the Marx Brothers would be also up there. Any of the Marx
Three
Brothers
Stooges
movies.
Christmas.
No, not Three Stooges. No.
A Flintstones
That's
Christmas.
a huge thing. Okay, Christmas Vacation is the top movie.
Oh, brother.
It's a family. You can quote 90 million lines from it.
You can.
I can.
That's sad.
I can. It is amazing. I have seen half of the movies on your list. And how many of you have seen on my list? Santa Clauses, 1, 2, and 3.
I've seen those.
That's nice. Nice.
I've seen all those movies.
Okay, Love Actually. I mean, so many lines in there. There's so many storylines. Home Alone, I put in, honestly, just because I felt like I had to.
For your
Ernest
kids?
Saves Christmas. Come on now.
Okay. Come on, where are we going?
Come on, it's Ernest Saves Christmas. How can you not love it? It should be on your list.
Okay, Kathy says.
Ernest.
I'm going to just move on from your list, Katie, because it has nothing to do with the meaning of Christmas. But anyway, so I'm giving you a hard time. I like Kathy said House Without a Christmas Tree. That's interesting. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one, so I'm going to keep my eyes out for that.
Gus Polinski and the Kenosha Kickers. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. You understand.
Wasn't that John Candy?
Yes.
In Home Alone?
Yes. Okay.
See, I remember.
That movie made my list.
A Christmas Story.
I'll give him that.
Becky says
I'll give him
Christmas
that.
Story. Lorna says, I haven't seen any Christmas movie. Come on, Lorna. 'Tis the season to watch Christmas movies. I'm kidding. I'm giving you a hard time.
A Christmas Carol. There are many versions. Hey, here's a fun thing.
Silver Bells.
Here's
Lori
one that people may not have seen. Sean, you say A Christmas Carol with Alistair Sims.
Yes,
okay?
That's the best one.
Ooh, he's from Justin, Texas. By the way.
That is,
Justin, Texas.
Sean, that is the best version of
Here's
that.
the thing. Have you watched The Man Who Invented Christmas? If you haven't yet, it came out in 2017, I think it was. 2017 or 2018. It's the story about how Dickens came up with A Christmas Carol. And while there are plenty of liberties given to like understanding how Dickens came up with A Christmas Carol, it's cool to kind of see the fun like behind the scenes, because there's evidence then of that's how Dickens wrote, like how he came up with his stories. So go watch A Man Who Invented Christmas, and then watch any and all of the Christmas Carol versions out there. My husband personally loves the movie Scrooged. Loves it.
Okay.
So there's that.
So there's A Christmas Carol. There's A Christmas Carol. There's okay.
So
anyway,
many.
I was looking at all those movies.
Wonderful Life. Elf.
Caroline.
Elf was on my list. It was like number 6 or 7, personally.
Caroline says we have to watch Elf every year.
Elf.
You have to, or you need to, or
this
you
year,
want to.
It's the 20th anniversary, so I'll give it to anyone
Of
who wants
Elf?
Elf this year. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Or next year is this year is one of these years. It is very quickly coming up. I feel old. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
So
hey.
there are many others that we obviously didn't list. So it's you have to try to kind of narrow them down just for fun. But
It's a fun time. And if you want to keep having fun with us, don't forget, in just a few hours, 3 p.m. Central Time, both David and myself will be right back here. It'll be looking a little different. But we are going to have the after school special, and we'll be joined by Dr. Jake Jacobs.
Dr. Jake Jacobs. Hey, so I'm gonna quote a movie. You're gonna tell me what it's from. What do you know about that, Bert? My lip's bleeding. Zuzu's Petals. There they are. You don't know any of these? Okay. All right. Anyway. You should read the new book Mark Twain's writing now. Clarence, It's a Wonderful Life.
There we go.
Now, I could quote that one all day long. That's pretty sad about me, too.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Something is
movie
full.
house. Merry Christmas, Emporium.
Oh, that
Merry
too.
Christmas, you wonderful old building and loan. Have
my
you even
goodness.
watched that movie yet?
So anyway, it's time to wrap up this live episode of Educated for the Day. And if you are a fan of our show, this afternoon it'll apparently just be Dr. Jake Jacobs and myself, I guess.
You haven't watched It's a Wonderful
If
Life?
you're a fan of this
I walked
show,
off the set
please
because you haven't watched
consider
It's a Wonderful Life.
supporting. Have you watched Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Many times.
Hey,
But
if
it's
you
not
could
in my
help,
top 10.
if you could help out around here, we need another co-host. So if you could make a nice tax-deductible donation, we'd much appreciate it. For $99, if you're able to give, able and willing, just go to patriotclub.us, make a donation, and we will send you our beautiful Patriot tumbler. Let me tell you, hot beverages in this thing, delightful.
Yes.
Now, for David and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting what we do here. Until next time.
Merry Christmas!
And stay educated.